All right, so have you ever gotten that feeling? That feeling like you're right on the edge of something?
Okay, yeah.
It's exciting, sure, but also kind of terrifying all at the same time.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
That's the kind of energy we're diving into today.
Oh, cool.
The danger zone, you could say.
I like it.
And yeah, believe it or not, our inspiration for this whole thing is Kenny Loggins.
Kenny Loggins. Really?
You know that Danger Zone song?
Oh, wow. Okay, interesting. I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah, well, it might seem a little out there. Like, what does a power ballad about fighter jets really had to do with, everyday life?
Yeah, true.
But trust me, stick with us on this one because sometimes, the most profound insights can come from these totally unexpected places.
Right. I'm all ears.
What's interesting to me about the song is that it's not really just about pure adrenaline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's something deeper there.
Oh, definitely. There's this raw human element to it, that urge we all have to push our boundaries and explore what we don't know. And that's something that we all struggle with, whether it's, something big like starting a business or just trying a new recipe. It's about stepping outside of that comfort zone.
Yeah, it's like that line, revving up your engine, listen to her howl and roar.
Oh, yeah. I love that line.
Like, it's not even just about going fast, right?
No. It's about so much more than that.
It's that feeling of, untapped potential, something waiting to break free.
Exactly. It's pure energy, just waiting to be unleashed. And when you think about it, the highway to the danger zone itself represents a choice. It's a path that we decide to take consciously. But why are we even drawn to that edge in the first place?
Right, yeah.
It's a good question. Some researchers believe it might go all the way back to, our evolution. Think about it. The people who were willing to take those calculated risks, they were the ones who discovered, new resources, new lands. They were the ones who ended up surviving and thriving.
So it's not just about being reckless then?
No, not at all.
Okay.
There's a huge difference between taking a healthy risk and just being self-destructive. You have to know the difference. It's like dopamine.
Dopamine.
Yeah, that feel-good chemical our brains release. We get a rush of it when we do new things that are exciting, maybe a little bit scary. It's what drives us to grow and explore.
Right, I get that. But too much of a good thing and all that, right?
Exactly. If you're not careful, that risk-taking can get out of control and lead to some serious consequences. Finding that sweet spot is key, that calculated edge where you can challenge yourself without going too far.
So how do we manage that intensity,
Manage.
The intensity of being in the danger zone?
Oh.
How do we make sure we don't get burned? Like Loggins says, the further on the edge, the hotter the intensity.
That's where things get really interesting. It all comes down to self-awareness. You have to understand your own limits, what drives you, all that. And planning. You've got to assess those risks.
Oh.
And the rewards, too, before you take that leap. And let me tell you, sometimes the smartest move is knowing when to just step back from the edge altogether.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It reminds me of another one of those lines from the song that you'll never say hello to you until you get it on the red line overload bit.
Ah, yeah, that's a good one.
It's powerful, isn't it? Like, you need to push yourself, sometimes even to the limit, just to truly understand who you really are.
That's it, exactly. You've got to break through those self-imposed limitations.
Yeah, those fears holding you back.
Exactly. And sometimes that danger zone isn't even a real physical space. Sometimes it's just a mental barrier that you've got to break on through.
Okay, so let's bring this whole danger zone idea back down to earth. What does it actually look like in our everyday lives?
Okay, so think about it. What's that thing you've always dreamed of doing but haven't? Maybe it's switching careers. Maybe it's finally starting that creative project that's been in the back of your mind.
Yeah, I get it.
Or, hey, maybe it's even having that tough conversation you've been putting off. It's about recognizing when we feel that pull, that mix of excitement and fear, the one that tells us we're approaching the edge.
So it's about recognizing that we're at the edge.
Exactly.
And then taking a leap of faith.
It's more like taking a step back and asking yourself a couple questions first. What can I learn from this? How will I grow from this challenge?
Okay, that makes sense. So we've talked about why the danger zone matters, how to approach it, and where to find it. But before we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final thought.
All right, shoot.
Do we always have to make these huge life-altering decisions to find those danger zone moments? To really grow, I think.
That's a good question.
Can't we find those chances in everyday life, even in just the small choices we make every day?
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Something to think about as you navigate your own journey
Definitely.
to the danger zone and beyond.
like it.